All right, welcome to The Explainer. Tonight, we are digging into something that has just completely rocked the music world. The sudden, and I mean shocking, public implosion of Dave Grohl. You know, the guy everyone called rock's nicest guy? Yeah, that image is, well, it's shattered.
And it all comes down to this. Just 3 simple words Dave Grohl posted himself literally hours ago. I am the villain. I mean, wow. That's not some PR-spun apology, right? It's not a clarification. It's a confession, a capstone on what might be one of the wildest celebrity meltdowns we've seen in a long, long time.
So the big question is, how on earth did we get here? I mean, how does the guy who's basically the face of good guy rock and roll suddenly declare himself the villain? Well, it all kicked off with this absolutely wild late-night broadcast that just ripped the lid off an 11-year secret.
Okay, so picture this. It's 2:47 in the morning. Most of the world is asleep. And suddenly, Dave Grohl pops up on Instagram Live. He looks awful, tearful, totally shaken. And he just unravels. He tells this story that completely destroys piece by painful piece the public image he's spent decades building. And the secret itself, I mean, it's just staggering. We're not just talking about an affair here. This was an affair with a tour photographer that led to a child, an 11-year-old daughter. And here's the kicker. It all happened while his wife, Jordyn, was pregnant. The betrayal just runs so deep.
And look, this wasn't some recent slip-up that he felt guilty about. No. What came out was a secret that he'd kept for over a decade. A whole hidden history, really. We're talking about a web of secret payments and some seriously careful planning to keep it all under wraps. And when you look at the timeline, it's just wild. It starts back in 2014 with the affair. A year later, these huge monthly child support payments start, $28,000 a month. And get this, between 2018 and 2023, his daughter Violet was at 23 Foo Fighters shows, listed as a family guest, hiding in plain sight. And the only reason we know any of this is because his wife Jordyn found out by accident, an accidental email CC. That's what brought it all down.
Okay, so let's get into the legal fallout. Because once Jordyn Blum found out, she didn't just get mad and quietly negotiate a divorce. Oh no, she went on the offensive, a full-on legal assault, and her team just started strategically leaking this mountain of evidence for the whole world to see.
And the first shot across the bow? A massive $20 million lawsuit for intentional infliction of emotional distress. But honestly, that huge number, as shocking as it is, isn't even the worst part. The real damage came from all the proof they dropped to back it up.
First things first, they took away any shred of doubt. Boom, a leaked DNA test, 99.9998% paternity match. There's just no denying it. The child is his. End of story.
And then there's this leaked text from Jordyn to Dave. This is where it gets just brutally personal. You gave her the name I wanted for our baby. Can you even imagine? It's one thing to cheat, but to take something that personal, a name you talked about for your own child, and give it to your secret child from an affair? That's a whole other level of cruel.
The lawsuit also pulls back the curtain on how he supposedly hid all this. It wasn't just cash in an envelope. We're talking about a whole financial cover-up. The filings claim he set up a shell company, and you're not going to believe the name, Everlong Holdings. Seriously, to funnel the $28,000 a month. And maybe even worse, it alleges he used the band's own tour money to pay for his secret daughter's private school. That is messy.
And it just kept coming. It wasn't just the money trail, it was a flood of receipts. We're talking hotel receipts from Stockholm back in 2014, explicit text messages, a voice note, even pictures of the backstage passes labeled family guest. And maybe the saddest part of all this, evidence that suggests the late great Taylor Hawkins might have known about the child. Just heartbreaking.
So okay, his personal life is a complete dumpster fire. The legal battles are raging, but what about the career? What about the Foo Fighters? Well, the professional fallout has been just as fast and, honestly, just as catastrophic. It's threatening to burn down a career he spent 30 years building.
The first big sign something was seriously wrong? The Foo Fighters' huge summer 2026 European tour. One day it's there, the next, poof, gone. Not postponed, not rescheduled, just completely canceled. Wiped off the map with no explanation. That tells you everything you need to know about the chaos happening behind the scenes.
And we got a little peek into that chaos with this leaked text from one of his bandmates. It's just raw. You ruined everything for a groupie.
Oof, you can just feel the anger and the betrayal, right? For them, it looks like he might have just torpedoed their entire band.
And it's not just the band. The whole music industry is reacting, and it is fascinating to watch. You've got Taylor Swift on stage, subtly changing the vibe of her My Hero tribute. You've got Chris Martin posting and then quickly deleting a broken heart emoji. And then, of course, there's Courtney Love, whose leaked text basically said, "Yeah, told you so." It's clear people are picking sides, and fast.
And as for his personal life, well, this kind of says it all. Reports say this post-it note was the only thing Jordyn left behind at their house. Everlong? More like never again. I mean, using the title of his most famous love song against him like that is a brutal, final curtain call on a marriage.
And while all this is going on, the other person at the center of this, the photographer Annabelle Rivera, isn't staying quiet. Not at all. She launched an OnlyFans account teasing the real Fu groupie stories and reportedly pulled in $400,000 in 6 hours. So yeah, she's fanning the flames and cashing in, which means this story is not going away anytime soon.
So, where does that leave us? His family is gone, his band is probably on the verge of collapse, and his reputation as rock's nicest guy is completely torched. It all boils down to one final, huge question.
And before we get to that question, just look at the scale of this. The hashtag Dave Grohl cheated has 1.8 billion views. That's billion with a B. This isn't just some music industry gossip. This has become a massive global story.
And just when you think it can't get any worse for him, it does. The story is nowhere near over. Jordyn Blum's lawyers just dropped another bombshell. 3 more women from that same 2014 tour are coming forward with, quote, similar paternity claims. So what we thought was a story about one secret child might just be the tip of the iceberg.
And that leads us right to the final question, the one everyone is asking. Can he come back from this? Can a legacy built entirely on being the nicest guy in rock actually survive finding out it was all, well, a lie? Is there still such a thing as rock star privilege, or is Dave Grohl about to find out that pass has officially expired? I guess we're all about to find out.